Welcome back, guys. It is Monday, a little bit later this morning, but we've been working on some changes around here. So very excited to bring to you guys, and hopefully this mic is bringing you better audio quality. So really excited. Entering into the last week of the year, 52 weeks of crazy 2020. What started off as a year that was going to be really energetic and enthusiastic, and like 2020, like reflect on your vision and like eyesight and all this, puns. Haha, great times, guys. And then March came around, so great times. It's been a year. That's all I can say. To be honest with you, it's always crazy at the end of the year. I feel so impressed with all of the things that our team has done and the people around us. The things that we can do are just impressive and awe-striking for me. So I really enjoy the opportunity to serve so many people of our community. We're getting close to closing $20 million in real estate sales. So by the end of the week, I think we're at 19.8, which is crazy. I mean, I came into this business setting a vision of 5 million. And that was my vision. That was my idea of what I thought to be successful in affecting people's lives. And now we're able to quadruple that. So I'm really thankful for the 70 people that have let us impact their lives this year and help people get through such a difficult time. Obviously, it means a lot to me, and all of your support has meant the world. 2020 has been a year to remember, for lack of better terminology, and we're looking forward to 2021. So, everybody knows that the first thing about house hunting is location. But what location is really right for you? And how do you even know? Like, what's the first step in identifying a community in which you want to live, right? One of the things that I think people naturally consider are like, how close is this to things? How close is it to where I want to be? Is it a quiet community or an active community? Are there people that are entertaining with dogs? Is there a dog park or maybe a neighborhood bar or restaurant? Of course, those are big things. But as you're thinking about it, what about trees and parks? And is it a tight-knit community? Are there people that are going to be in your backyard on a routine basis? And is that even something that you want? Right? If there's a walking path in your community, big shout out to Meredith and Kathy, who are dead set committed to being on the walking path in Columbia. It's great. But for other people, they don't really care about that. They don't really want that. They want to be in a neighborhood where they have trees or forests or things like what I have in my house. And I love that. But for everybody, it's so different, right? Finding the right neighborhood is key. And one of the first things that people say is this neighborhood safe? Well, is it safe? Well, what's safe to me and what's safe to you are going to be two totally different things. So I'm going to make some recommendations that you guys get online. Surprise. Get online and look at crime statistics. Look at the neighborhood. Look at the police website. Look at crimestoppers.org. Look at other different websites. I mean, Google it. GTS, Google that shit, right? You'll figure it out real fast. Like, what is a safe neighborhood to you? And by the way, make sure you compare it to your current neighborhood. Something people tell us all the time is like, oh, I want to be in a safe neighborhood. And then they look up a crime statistic and they're like, oh my God, this is crazy. And I say, well, did you look up your current neighborhood? And when they realize that, they realize I never knew that 90 days ago, the neighbor 4 doors down had an incident. It's a big deal. To compare to compare what you have today to what you want tomorrow is a big thing. And it also sets your brain into a place that, hey, maybe crime is something that's more personal to you. Maybe it's something that you need to reflect on. And I cannot weigh in on that, right? No real estate agent should ever mention crime statistics in their real estate search. It's the same as everything else. We can't dictate your form of safety, right? You need to educate yourself and have a real estate agent that really gives you that opportunity, right? One of the things that you might consider is going to the neighborhood at different times of the day, different times of the week, and hey, different times of the year, right? If you're in a neighborhood that on Memorial Day has a big Memorial Day picnic out by the pool in the community, that's going to have a big impact on your decision as to whether or not you like it. If you're in a neighborhood that, hey, by the way, nobody's ever walking on the street, you might not feel comfortable taking your dog out at night. That's just your particular thing. So drive by the neighborhood before we go and tour the house. Drive by the neighborhood afterwards. What if we go to a home the day after a snowstorm? And what if we go to a home on a 60-degree day and next week there's a major snowstorm? What if you are an essential worker and you need to be out of your house at midnight or 1 a.m.? That's going to make a big impact on your decision, right? Go through the home a couple of different times. Before you tour the property, after you tour the property, you really want to make sure that it's the right area for you, right? Commute is also key. So maybe you make that commute once. Go tour the home on a Saturday, but make an offer on a Monday, and Monday night, Commute from work. See what that's going to be like on an actual work day. Google it. Look at what Google would say. What does the time look like on this day at this time? Because Google isn't going to give you the false sense of security that a COVID traffic time might look like. Google is going to give you the national average over the period of time of what commuters have done in that time period. So commuting to your job is important. Well, heck, you better plan to commute. Don't just book it and go, it took us 20 minutes on Saturday. Well, what if Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, it takes you 47 minutes? That would suck if you were anticipating a 20-minute drive, right? Something you want to consider might be public transportation or the lack thereof. I'll never forget, I had a buyer sitting in our office and he says to me, hey, I want this, 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 and I want to be on this part of town. And oh, by the way, it needs to be along a bus route. And I said, how did you get to my office today? And he says, I took the number 28 to the number 33 and then I walked. And I went, that's awesome. Right? Because in my mind, I don't think about those things. But if transportation and public transportation is important to you, that needs to be a key in your location, right? If you forget these things, they're going to come back and hurt you in the long run, right? Something people also always wonder is the schools and the quality of the schools in the neighborhood. Again, something that your realtor should not be giving you advice on. Sorry. I know that hurts a lot of people's feelings, but hey, your realtor should be able to say, hey, this is a great school district. Here's how to get the content. Go to the school district website, learn more about what you're looking to buy, and identify if a 7 out of 10 is right for you or a 2 out of 10. Maybe you have fully grown kids and you don't care about the school district, but schools drive property value. So maybe you're going to be considering the value of the schools as a value proposition to you purchasing your home. Right? That's a big factor. And speaking of which, what does the neighborhood look like? What does the value look like? What's the market trend in that specific microcosm of a neighborhood? Is the market trend going up? Is the market trend staying stable? I mean, in today's world, if your market trend is going down, that's probably a problem. Maybe something that you don't want to invest in, right? Location, but also investment, right? Keep that in mind as you're considering, because the neighborhood that you have is a big impact on the property taxes that you pay. And as values drive, your property taxes are going to go up. It's something that you want to make sure that you're comfortable with, because buying into the best neighborhood is going to mean that you have certain obligations that you have to follow through with. And certainly buying into a great neighborhood might impact other things like schools, might impact other things like public transit. They might impact other things like restaurants and bars and grocery stores. I mean, heck, there's not a grocery store a walking distance from my house, but there's 3 a short drive. So it was important for me to be sort of local to everything and not alienated out here in the wilderness, because I want to make sure that I'm close to a grocer, I'm close to a pharmacy, I'm close to a bank. That's what's important to me. And I identify what's important to you is key as you're considering location, because it's so much more than just what does it look like, right? All of this is such a big thing that we're going to be starting in January with a new video series featuring different neighborhoods every month. It's going to be a valuable tool. It's going to be on our YouTube page. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, right? But on our YouTube page, we're going to be identifying different neighborhoods and pointing out things like schools and restaurants and the different parks that are going to be ideal for that community. Hopefully, this will help you guys as you're trying to figure out what location is right for you. We're going to come out with more information on schools. We're going to come out with more information on the locale, the crime statistics, and all the things that make that location valuable for you. And hopefully we can help even more people in 2021. So thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to helping you in 2021. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for weekly content. Also, check out our social media pages. The links are in the description below. See you next week.